Using a PSP in 2021. I know you must be thinking this guy stays under a rock. Who plays PSP in 2021? Well, I do, and there are a few things that I modified on my PSP that gave a new and a better life to my PSP. Hey there awesome people, how are you guys doing? So this is your Vibro from Tech Week, and today in this video we're going to be visiting the Sony PlayStation Portable in the year 2021. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright, the version of PSP that you're looking at right now is the PSP E1000 or the PSP Street. This was the latest version of PSP that Sony released back in 2011. I bought this PSP in 2012 for $99, and at that time I was in school, so there are many memories that are linked with this PSP, and so it's a thing which is really close to my heart. While giving a physical overview of this PSP, it has a 4.3-inch LCD screen. Along with that, there is no Wi-Fi or Bluetooth connectivity. Although the PSP 1000, 2000, and 3000 have Wi-Fi functionality, and along with this version of PSP, there was the PSP Go, which is the only PSP that had Bluetooth functionality as well as internal storage. So yeah, from technological point of view, it was the best one. Well, keeping that things aside, on the bottom you can see the button strip, which is nothing but real buttons, but it just looks like touch strip. Kind of fancy. The control buttons feels really good and has a translucent finish to it. And there's a single joystick that we all love. And here is the single mono speaker. The other versions had stereo speakers, but this version, that is the Sony PSP Street or the E1000, has a single speaker. On the top, we have the two soldier buttons, which are L1 and R1. Along with that, we get the memory card slot, the power and the memory card indicator lights, and a mini USB port with two holes to connect accessories like the PSP camera. On the bottom, we have the power button, the headphone jack, and a power inlet plug. And on the back side, we just have the UMD driver to play your favorite UMD games. From outside, this PSP looks like a normal PSP, but I did some modifications to this PSP system that gave this PSP an extra and a better life. Now let's talk about these modifications. The first modification that I did is pretty common among all the PSP owners, which is nothing but installing a custom firmware. So the version that I have installed over in my PSP system is the 6.61 Infinity. If you don't know what a custom firmware is or does, then in simple terms, it enables you to play your favorite PSP games or other types of emulators from your memory card. So you don't have to carry your UMDs when you're traveling. There are also other features that you can enable by using custom firmware, like controlling your PSP's processor speed or adding plugins that really gives more control over your PSP system and many more. Now, if your PSP doesn't have a custom firmware and you're interested in installing it, then there are many sources that can help you to install custom firmware on your PSP. The second modification that I did on my PSP is using this cheap Memory Stick Pro Duo adapter. You can get this one from Amazon at a really cheap price because that's where I got them from. And the most impressive thing about this adapter is that you can use two microSD cards on your PSP. You can also use only one microSD card with this adapter, but if you use two of them, both of them will combine and work as a single memory card. For me, I have a 2GB and a 16GB microSD cards. And yes, I know this combination is really odd, but hey, these cards were laying down and were useless, so I thought of using them on my PSP, and guess what? These micro SD cards are faster than the Memory Stick Pro Duo that I was using previously. Not by much, but still around 10%. So if you're interested in buying this cheap Memory Stick Pro Duo adapter, I'll post the links in the video description from where you can buy it. The last modification that I did on my PSP is pretty unusual, but still I saw some people doing, which is nothing but using a bigger and higher capacity battery. Well, this PSP, which is the PSP E1000 or the Street, came with a 925 mAh battery, which is fine and gives around 3 to 5 hours of non-stop gameplay. But a battery that I have installed inside my PSP, which is right now in my hand, is a 2800 mAh battery, which is around 3 times more capacity than the original battery. Now, I'm really sorry that I cannot show you the battery right now, as I glued the UMD door on the back so that it doesn't make any rattling sound, which is pretty annoying. But still, I have a picture that I took after I completed the mod, which you can see right now on the screen. This mod was quite a bit tricky, as I had to sacrifice the UMD drive, and in place of the UMD drive, I installed this new battery. Well, you know, no war is won without sacrifice, and in this war, the UMD drive had to be sacrificed. And as I play all my games from my modified memory card setup, so there wasn't any need of the UMD drive, so it's a win-win situation. Yay! Now you must be thinking how much battery life I get out of this new battery. Well, I did test it twice, and both of the times I got around 12 hours of gameplay, which is pretty insane. And as far as I'm concerned, there is no such handheld gaming console that runs around 12 hours straight. Before, I got around 3 to 5 hours of gameplay, which is fine, but now I can get 12 hours of gameplay, which is, yeah, pretty impressive for me. So when I'm traveling, I basically don't carry my charger around with me anymore because it just never dies. Now let me tell you what games I play on my PSP. Now if I go to my game section, you can see I have Avatar: The Last Airbender, Metal Gear Solid Portable Ops Plus, Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories, and Vice City Stories. I'm a big fan of GTA, so I keep them both. Splinter Cell Essentials, which is also an amazing game, and if you haven't played this game already, you should definitely go ahead and play this one. And lastly, I have the emulators, which includes Capcom PlayStation 1 and 2, SNES, NES, Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and the Game Boy Advance emulator. The PSP is great for emulation. It runs all the games really well with no performance issues, and along with these emulators, you can also play your favorite PS1 games on your PSP as well. Now you must be thinking, it's 2021 and your smartphone can play all these games, so why to buy or use a PSP? Well, I don't know, it's just overall feel and size of the PSP that makes it really comfortable to play all the retro titles, and along with the hundreds of great PSP games, as well as PS1 games. So it's a personal preference, of course, but if you never owned a PSP, then you would never understand. But if you own a PSP, then you would know what I'm talking about. Well, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. If you really like this video, then do hit the like button along with the subscribe button, as it means the world to me. Now, a small question to you. Do you still play your PSP or are planning to buy a PSP in 2021? Well, let me know in the comment box down below. That's it, guys. Have a great day. God bless you all, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.